Hello all, let's set up a network today for routing information protocol version 2. Here is already completed configuration in front of you. Let me demonstrate you how the successful connectivity here done. So let's have a packet and inter-network communication, it shows successful, and your router to router connection is also successful. Now, how to clarify this that the particular configuration in front of you is for RIP version V2. Now you have to take this magnifying glass over here and you have to click to the routing table of this particular router. You can check here R means that RIP, routing information protocol. This R digit specify routing information protocol. What the C letter specifies is connected paths, and what the L letter specifies is local routes. Connected path, local routes, RIP protocol. So this way, let's start to configure a network. Let's take a router. So I'm taking this 4331 router. From switches, pick up a switch. From in devices, let's choose some pieces. For connectivity, as we all know that for different level of hierarchy, we will be using this straight through cable. So simple connectivity through straight through cable. Now router with gigabit ports. Again, this gigabit connectivity to another router, and we will call right side network as a network B. Here we completed the connectivity. Let's decide very first network names. So let's have this shape very first to be filled is green. Okay, so I will be using this color for this network. Okay, then look for this network. Total 3 networks are here, and this color for this network. Okay, so let's have label. This is network A. Let's call this as a network B, and this one is the gateway A, and this is gateway B, and this is network C. Network C. So this will be gateway C1, and this is gateway C2. We are just doing a labelings. Okay, so give a label to IP address that we have to use for this PC is, let's have an IP address 10.10.10.2 for this host. Okay, now for this host I decide 3 and gateway should be 1. From this side, let's decide IP address 20.20.20.1 for gateway B, and for this PC it should be 2 as a host, and for the last PC 3 as a host. Fine. So this is the gateway B IP address. This is gateway A IP address. Now what could be the IP address for gateway C1 and gateway C2? Let's decide IP address 200.0.0.1. I'm copying this. Fine. So this is only label I have given, but now we need to configure these ports. So let's configure this PC. Click to the PC, go to desktop, IP, and what we decided is 10.10.10.2 for this host. Gateway we have to paste, that is 1. This gateway should be given for both of these PCs here in default gateway field. So I have done that. Click to the second PC, go to desktop IP, and this is third host. Subnet mask will automatically fetch, and this could be your gateway that you decide to paste in this both of PCs. Close. Now hold the cursor here. What it shows, gigabit Ethernet 0/0/0. So in configuration at this port, we can give this decided IP address as 1. Subnet mask will automatically fetch, and you have to check this box on. Close. You can able to observe that all flags are turned green. Here all the flags are turned. What the meaning of this orange dot over here is, it needs some converging time. Okay, so it is the converging time to set up this link. Now configure the network B. Click to the very first PC, click desktop IP 20.20.20. Second number host, gateway, it should be 1 because we decided here to give this gateway in both of these PCs. So I configured the PC2 very first, then PC3 from network B. Click desktop IP, your host should be 3 and gateway should be 1. So this gateway again we have given over here in this PC. Close. Now to find this port, you have to hold the cursor here. If you hold the cursor, it shows you the port name. So what is the port name is 0/0/1. So click to the router, go to that particular port and give the IP address as host ID 1. Check the box on and close this. You can observe all the flags are turned green. Okay, for most of the routing, basic simple routing setup, you have to do this connectivity repetitively. Now hold your cursor, gigabit Ethernet 0/0/1 is this port name. So go to config 0/1. Here we decided to give IP address 0.0.1. Okay, let's copy this on and close. Now I have given the IP address to this port, but the flags are not turning into the green. So for that, you have to go here in 0/0 and you have to give this host ID as a 2. Subnet mask will automatically take and check the box on. Close. Now the flags are turned into the green. Now we have just set up a network for RIP V2. Let's give a label here. Let's give a label here. What we are configuring is RIP version 2 protocol. So let's right. So this is RIP version second protocol we are trying to implement. Now let's take this magnifying glass and click to the router and go to routing table. Here only connected path and local path you will able to see. Okay, do remember till the demo that connected path and local paths are present only. For the second router also, click to the router, go to routing table and you will able to see connected path and local paths only. Okay, now after configuration of RIP on this particular router, you will be able to add a field that is R into this particular routing table. R filled into this routing table. Okay, now let's try or check a connectivity with real-time mode. So inside the network connectivity is successful. Inside the network connectivity is successful. Will your PC send a packet to the gateway? Yes, of course. Now for the network B, source and your router as a destination, that is gateway B as a destination, it is successful. Now, will your router knows your next hop? Failed. Router doesn't know the next hop. See, in in this, if you click to the router, if you take the magnifying glass and click to the router, you will get the routing table. Here, next hop fields are empty. Next hop ID fields are empty. By the time your PC does not know what is the next hop when I get the packet from network A, this router doesn't know where to push that packet. So for that we have to add this as a next hop to this router, and when the acknowledgement is created by the network B and send it back to the router, this router must know where I push that acknowledgement. So for that we have to add the next hop address to this router also. Now if I take this magnifying glass and click on the router, you can check next hop IDs are empty because this router doesn't know that where to route that packet. So for that, let's start the actual connections for RIP video. Now click to the router, click to the router, go to CLI, router, router RIP, then version 2, then no auto summary. What is mean by no auto summary? It disables automatic router summarization and allow classless routing. Okay. Now we have to add the networks to this router. So for this router, how many networks are connected? Network A and network C. So we will be adding a network A first. So what is the IP address for network A is 10.10. Now to identify the network, we use 0 bit. So we are adding this network. Second network we are adding is 200.0.0. And to identify, we use last bit as a 0. So these two we have added. And these are the simple steps to add the next path. And if I take the exit from here, I take again one exit, so I can now check show IP interface briefs. So you can have now how we have manually up this links. Okay, now I'm closing this. Now similarly we have to perform some steps on the router too. So go to CLI. Here we have to perform router RIP and version 2. Same step like previous router. No auto summary. No auto summary. This disables automatic router summarization and allow classless routing. And we have to add now two networks. Which two networks are connected to this router network is network C and network B. So what is the IP address for network C is network C is 200.0.0.0 and network 20.20.20.0. And here we added, and I just take a exit. Show IP interface brief. You can have this brief here. Fine. So simple. If I take again a magnifying glass, click to the router, go to routing table. Here, all of you can able to see this new alphabet added is R, and R means for routing information protocol. And here a next hop is also added. Means at this router, the next hop is this address. Means whenever the packet come from network A to this router, where to push that packet is on this particular IP address 200.0.0. Similarly, this magnifying glass, using this magnifying glass, click to the second router routing table, and here also one R is getting added, and the next hop address for this is 200.0.0.1, because whenever the acknowledgement or any packet come from B network to this router, where to push that or route that packet is the next hop address for this router is 200.0.0.1. And now, my dear students, you can able to see how your packet can able to reach to your gateway successfully, and even your packet to the next router also, because when your packet comes here, your router must know where to route that with this next hop address. Okay, similarly, from this network, if I want to send a packet to this, very first your packet will go to this router using the next hop address we have added here. Using routing information protocol, it routes your packet to this and particularly to this router. Let's have a simulation for this. Go to the simulation mode, take a packet, choose a source. I am choosing this as a source and this one as a destination. And now let's simulate this. See, your packet is going to the switch. Let me delete this. Source and destination. Your packet comes to the switch, to the router, then to this router, then to the switch 1, and to this PC. It is accepted, generated an acknowledgement and send it back to gateway B of this router. Then gateway C2 will forward that to the gateway C1, and then again gateway 1 will route that packet to the particular host. And here with the small green tick mark, we can conclude that our simulation through this RIP version v2 protocol is successfully demonstrated. Thank you.